Traditionally, most market research has always been based on what respondents claim to be having doing. How we have been different over the past many years is taking the use of technology and getting out of the claimed to the actual behavior of respondents. Eye trackers is just one example where instead of asking the respondent what he or she first saw somewhere, we actually see where the eyes have gone, for how long they have stayed on a particular product, for what part of a packaging or a shelf have they spent time on. Traditionally, it's always been claimed, but technology today allows us to take and get into the eyes of the respondents, get into the ears of the respondents and see what they're hearing. This is just one small step in that direction. Long before, we used to always consider pen and paper interviews, and we would talk to respondents and take their views and ask them to write in diaries what their thoughts are. But if you look at today's generation, people who use digital devices, expecting them to think and write using a pen is very different than how they think and type on a keypad or a mobile device. A lot of people have forgotten to write long sentences using a pen or a pencil, but rather are more comfortable in putting their thoughts on a digital device, may it be a mobile, may it be an iPad, or maybe a conventional desktop computer. What all this means is the entire behavior of the consumer has changed, and so has his thinking, which gets translated into his actions online. And that is why the entire consumer behavior that we traditionally knew and were learning of has changed, because the consumption is happening online and the consumer has started behaving very differently online. What this needs is a complete open mindset to understanding consumers of today's environment. And of course, traditionally we have been following a lot of the research methodologies, but it's time to move on and accept that things are changing, and not only in terms of what the market researchers are able to do, but actually changing in the consumer's environment. And this is what we are trying to map the gap. We are trying to ensure that we can give insights to our clients by actually doing activity which is real and live, rather than do simulated market research. And that has been the whole objective of our interacting with clients, talking to different partners globally. India has traditionally been quite a laggard in adopting to technologies, which is quite strange considering that India is supposed to be one of the tech giants. But as far as market research goes, it's still very snobbish and not so sophisticated as rest of the markets are. That's the difference we are trying to do. MRSSindia.com is a digital market research agency that is joining hands with partners globally and bringing technologies to clients in India so that it can provide solutions which are having a technology edge to the solution, to the requirements that the clients have. Traditionally, a lot of brands had to employ large field forces and have huge distribution networks to ensure that the product is available to the consumers. But today it's a completely different ballgame. Anybody who is connected to the internet, he could be in any part of the world and he has access to the products. The entire delivery mechanism or the logistics of product fulfillment has changed in the past 4 or 5 years. We are seeing a lot of online e-commerce companies spending in India. We see a lot of advertisements. But what is not being analyzed is how is the online consumer thinking differently. Mystery shopping, another activity in which a lot of brands have spent a lot of money in the past few years we have seen, and we have been regularly partnering with a number of companies for their mystery shopping campaigns across various parts of the country. In the entire online or retail e-commerce space, it takes a very different venture. Traditionally, we used to have different scenarios where different types of shoppers would go and experience, and then we would take the feedback from them. Here, the shopper could be anywhere, and how he behaves based on the device he's using, based on the internet speed he's using, and what are the options he chooses, what are the windows that come to him in front of his screen. Again, all this is very difficult if you do not take the help of technology. And again, in this we use a lot of eye tracking devices, which are different from the eye tracking glasses you might be seeing here. They simply employ the webcams that are installed on any consumer's desktop device or his iPad, and we have a software that actually tracks what is the respondent going through. Similar tools and platforms help in designing the usability interfaces for a lot of companies. A lot of e-commerce companies may have the best product delivery systems, may have the best understanding of the consumer, but still if their interface is not user-friendly, is not customer-friendly, is not tested for different scenarios, again, it's a bottleneck or it's a failing point for them. So I think it's the same technology which we try to provide different clients with different objectives, may it be customer satisfaction, or maybe testing of the product fulfillment via mystery shopping, or may it be usability interface. In terms of the brand loyalty and the brand engagement, currently you see the customers and the consumers talk a lot between each other than they used to earlier. The whole concept of word of mouth is, which used to be a very small part of your marketing strategy, especially for FMCG companies, has taken a different meaning altogether because of the communities and the social media presence. A brand can suddenly get impacted massively, either in a positive way or a negative way, depending on any small event and how many people get involved in it. So a very, very old brand could suddenly, in a matter of few hours, get a lot of negative brand image. How do you manage that? How do you ensure that this brand of yours, which has been such a strong brand traditionally, translates the same values digitally? Today, there's no such distinction. It's all merged. Offline and online has just become a combination of the reality of today, and so your brand, which could be a very old brand of 25 years, when there was no digital, can suddenly have to face a lot of new challenges in this combined world. And I think that's where we come into the picture as a research company, as a insights company, and sit with clients and come up with research programs which help them ensure that the same brand values are translated to the new set of consumers. You look at obviously the social media, and you also look at influencers in a different way. Earlier, we always say in business or in management, the 80-20 rule applies. So even in customer satisfaction, and who are our important consumers? Does it apply again? Are we saying that 80% of the 20% of the consumers are more important than 80% of your consumers? How is it? Why is it important? Obviously, consumers of today in the social media space have different influences, different communities they follow. You look at something like a cloud score, and a cloud score of one consumer is different from a cloud score of another consumer. Now, this basic distinction and the ability to go to the right consumers itself provides a different design for your customer satisfaction studies.